Where's my camera?
I'm gonna give him this DVD.
So we played. What's up, Barry?
Larry, you're on.
Larry, precious.
You're on. You're on, Larry.
You're on, Larry.
Okay.
You're on, Larry.
Everybody got a glass of champagne?
We sure do.
We're going to do a toast to my dad on his 80th birthday.
You're here?
Step up there.
These glasses all weekend.
She was there, so I had the same picture.
They're fine. Oh wait,
I can't screen
Ernie,
it.
Ernie, you have to go stand next to Larry.
Yeah, come on up
For the
here.
photo.
Yeah, you have to go
Stand
on.
next to
Now we
Larry.
can
Stand
take pictures.
next to Larry.
There
Okay.
you go.
That's good.
Thank you all of you for coming. I know some of you have come a long way and we appreciate it very much. So this is Dad's 80th birthday. He doesn't like to hear that number, but especially he was born. I thought what I'd do is just tell you a few interesting facts about Dad that some of you know, many of you don't. But here we go.
Is this being recorded?
He was born on March 20th, 1929.
Hey.
Unbelievable.
Whoa.
You know, I will say this before I start. Maybe 10 years ago, about that, Dad, when he was 70, told me something I've never forgotten, and that's, at 7 years old, you can't believe how fast the time has gone by. And that is really true, and here we are 10 years later, and he looks and acts and living just as well as he did 10 years ago.
Wonderful.
Born on March 20th, 1929, right before the First Depression. Hopefully the only depression.
I'll drink to that.
An interesting fact, Dad spoke Hungarian before he spoke English.
Yes.
And I think that's such a great credit to our country that we assimilate people so fast. I mean, 80 years, but much less than that. And he is completely American, and obviously so are his kids. But I thought that was interesting.
It is.
Hungarian. He went to high school and graduated high school, Bloomfield High School, in 1947. Unbelievable.
It's just a bit.
A couple of years after that, this is something Dad rarely talks about, but something he should be very proud of. He enlisted in the Marines and spent a couple of years as a United States Marine and rose to the rank of Staff Sergeant in virtually record time.
Yes.
Couldn't go any farther because he didn't have the education to be an officer. So he left the Marines and went into, let's call it business. And
Monkey business.
and got a job as something called a photo engraver. And there's probably only 2 people in the room that know what a photo engraver is. But he made a very nice career of it. In fact, my earliest memory of Dad and his work, I couldn't have been more than 10, and he was already production manager of his company, so he must have been maybe in his early 30s. And that's quite an accomplishment. And stayed in management and then later on sales all through his career. Actually, at one point, Dad became an entrepreneur and started his own company. That was in his 50s. So that's something to be congratulated. And to this day, continues to work 2 jobs.
Don't we all?
I hope I'm long retired by the time I'm 80, but Dad is working and enjoying it, and God bless him. He raised a family, he married and raised a family, 3 kids, remarried, and became very close to 2 more step kids. Dad was a softball player. I remember going to those games very, very well. He played for the Dukes Devils in Colonia, New Jersey. And then later on, when we moved to Scotch Plains, or actually Fanwood, New Jersey. Even though we lived on Poplar Place, and Poplar Place had a team, Dad played for Shady Lane, which was the next street over. And Shady Lane was like the New York Yankees of the Fanwood softball team. They were the best.
What position?
Third base. Dad owned a racehorse.
Okay.
That's where it comes from.
Piece of it.
A piece of it, and that racehorse won a couple of races for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
What part?
Back in.
He won.
She's keeping track.
The edible part.
Was his partner Tony Soprano?
We know what happened to that horse. Yeah.
Dad was an avid boater, a good fisherman, and a surprisingly good water skier. A better water skier than I ever was. I couldn't get up on the skis.
Yes, I was.
Dad could do it and did well. He likes big band music. Dad's a very good golfer, an excellent golfer. Still regularly shoots in the 90s at 80 years old, which is phenomenal, and has won many, many tournaments in the past.
Your nose is growing, Ernie.
Actually, Larry's nose is
Well, I'm exaggerating slightly.
Soon you'll be able to shoot your age.
Wouldn't that be something?
if I live long enough.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Dad likes to trade stocks. And at one point or another in his life, I think he's owned every single stock in the S&P 500. But he has a knack for buying high and selling low.
Oh, geez.
We all have that knack.
Dad is quite a world traveler. This is quite amazing when I started to think about this, but he has traveled, and first on business and later on pleasure, not only all around this country, including Hawaii and Alaska, but England, Scotland, Italy, South America, the Caribbean, Bermuda, Greece, Hungary, Germany, Belgium. Belgium? I think so.
A little bit.
So that, I mean, that is quite something.
Larry, may I just add one thing to that, please, about Belgium? Because of your tournament, when we were doing the grand tour, all right, with Beverly and Ernie, we were offered, when we got off the boat in Amsterdam, I guess it was, wherever it was,
Brussels.
and Brussels, that the airlines had overbooked. So we were, each couple were offered $1,000 and a free stay in Brussels for the next day. But poor old Dad had to get back for the golf tournament. We almost shipped him back by himself. And said, you get home from Atlanta the best way you can.
That's true.
I might have forgot about that.
Anyway, we loved him, so we forgave him.
The trip from hell. Dad were 3 weeks in Europe. Got home, spent 1 day at home. And
Half a day, in the car up here.
Golf tournament. Oh man, I don't know how they did that.
And we didn't win neither. But didn't you place
They've
it?
always done very well.
Didn't you place in that
I
one?
think in that one, no. I think that one broke our winning streak.
I thought you placed third.
Yeah.
So anyway, quite a world traveler. So a remarkable 80 years, and unbelievable how good Dad looks and feels, and let's shoot for 90.
Come
on, Ernie. Raise it up there.
I'll start planning for the
Love
party.
my life.
Next time you can all come to Hilton Head.
Yes, we're ready.
Especially in March.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I want to thank you all. I've done this before, but I just couldn't believe that all my friends from so far away came up to spend their time with me on this 80th birthday. And I was overwhelmed when I walked into that room. I knew we had a party going for the family. I had no clue that all of my friends, besides family, were going to be there today. I thank you. I'm honored. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. And so far as all the accomplishments, I didn't realize I did all those things. But anyway, I'm so glad to see you, so glad you're here, and please have a good time.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Many more.
And forgive your wife for all the lies.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a birthday cake.
Cheers.
My sister Roland baked for Dad, so
80 candles is gonna.
Oh,
you wanna do, Roland?
God.